Hello everyone from the YouTube, this is John and welcome to beertourinseoul. Today I brought another Korean beer called 흥청망청 by 7 Brewery. 흥청망청 is an acronym. You have to read it separately, each letters. They represent different meanings. 흥청망청. 흥해도 청춘, 망해도 청춘. 흥해도 means if you rise or gain or prosper. 청춘 means youth. 망해도 means fall, be defeated, and loss. 청춘, youth. So if you put it in a word that we can understand in the English form, it would be something like, if you gain or prosper at something, it's because of your youth. If you lose or be defeated, that's because it's in your youth. So it kind of gives you a meaning in life that in youth, you learn from experiences, you set aside and tell which is which, and trying to put an emphasis on that young age, the youth, and that kind of optimism that you have at early 20s. So I guess these were targeted to people who are in their youth, maybe people who are in their early age at work, at young age, and maybe they brewed the beer, cheer them, congratulate them, I guess. And this is 5% alcohol, and the style is the Vienna lager. What I know about the Vienna lager is only that it was a form of style that was created by a guy named Anto Dreher in the late 1830s. He combined the concept of cold, low fermentation with a concept of making pale malt. And Vienna still survives in the beer world, in the craft beer world. And the characteristic that we will seek when drinking Vienna lager would be that copper to red brownish color with that roasted malt flavor, with that sweetness also from the malt, and that low to medium low bitterness from the hop. So let's take a look. 흥청망청 by 7 Brewery. Prosper, that's your youth. You are defeated because you're in your youth. What a name. So as I described what we should look for when drinking a Vienna lager style beer is the color will be that reddish or copper reddish brown color. A little bit of foam, but quick decaying or disappearing foam. And that smell is sweetness from the malts. And there is little blend, the slight of the hop characteristic as well. Let's taste it. Very sweet indeed. There's definitely a toasted and roasted malt flavor, strong in the sweetness from the malt. There is a slight, very minimal bitterness, but towards the end, I'd say there's a little bit of bitterness there, but it's weak end taste, I would describe it as. And when we usually drink a Vienna lager style beer, there is a specific or distinctive characteristics of flavor of a Vienna lager style is that we taste that bitterness, that distinctive bitterness, and that's almost similar to that burnt characteristic. Maybe they were roasting it too much, the malt. There is definitely that burnt taste. But in this beer, that sweetness from the malts and roast flavors covers it up. There's that minimal bitterness towards the end taste, but that bitterness is definitely the one I'm talking about, that distinctive bitterness and the burnt flavor from that roasted malt that the Vienna lagers carry, and that's definitely that characteristic of this beer as well. And feels like drinking something that has been mixed with honey. It's honey mixed kind of beverage. It reminds me of the morning breakfast when you have your toasted bread and you spread honey on it, or a jam, specifically the honey jam. Bite from that crunchy toasty toast. Yeah, that's enjoyable. Sweetness, to me personally, I think is reminds of you the honey, that I can almost describe it as thick liquid. That honey flavor just kind of gives you that mentally, there's honey in it, almost makes you feel like it's a thick honey mixed alcohol beverage. You know, there's a phrase when you live life and your elders tell you that life is sometimes sweet, but it's also bitter, but your life should be mostly sweet. And this 흥청망청, you know, rise or you prosper because you're in your youth. 망청, you know, lost or be defeated, that's because you're in your youth. Maybe that's what they tried to very emphasize. I think it was smart, relatively, to name the beer. And the taste, covering that burnt, distinctive characteristic of a flavor from that specifically from the Vienna lager style. It was a smart choice and an idea to bring the Vienna to someone like me who doesn't really not necessarily go for that burnt taste or the flavor. And I like it. It's a good beer. It's smooth. Not much of a carbonation. Smooth, disappearing, and tastes very light. There is a bitterness definitely to this. Out of 5, I would give a 3.1 out of 5 for this beer, just because that this honey tasty or the sweetness from the malt, it has been too emphasized to cover up that bitterness of the roasted malt that almost feels like taking in a burnt malt, a burnt taste and flavor. I think that sweetness was too emphasized. Maybe they should have tried something else to cover it up, maybe. And however, this is overall enjoyable beer. It's very sweet. If you're definitely looking for a malt flavored specific beers, Vienna Lager is the choice that you should go for, unless you don't like that burnt taste, burnt flavors from the roasted malts. Some people are very addicted to it and they only go for that burnt flavor from the malt. And this is overall, I say, a smart way to name the beer and the taste together to kind of give you that balance of the idea. Tells you about the story of your life and how it should be, because life is sweet and also bitter life. It should be sweet dominantly. The color of the beer is amazing. It's smooth, low carbonation. Well, thank you for watching my video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to like this video, your alarm set on, so that you don't miss out any updates of the new Korean beers that are out there that I'm going to be posting in the future through this channel. And guys, life can be bitter, but there's also a sweet part of it. Go chase after the sweet part of your life, just like this beer, how sweet this is. Just focus on the positive things in your life, you know? Just like how you would imagine drinking beer and you try to follow up only the positive part of the beer, only the good parts, right? You don't go chase after a bad taste, do you? Anyway, thank you very much, guys. This was John. This was Beertourinseoul. Thank you for watching. See you next time.